Today, we are going to be trying to take it all down. It's single elimination, but we're going to try to take it all down with this Jeskai turns list. That's pretty sweet. So it takes what I think is one of the cooler parts of Standard, which is the Hinata Hinata Magma Opus combo, and making and adding a little bit more to it, making it just a little bit more broken, a little bit more top end. So we have our Galvanic Iteration and extra turn spell combo as well. So not only are we going crazy with two Magma Opuses, but we're also doubling up our extra turn spells again. And the name of the game is just to get there as quickly as possible. We have Fading Hope to manage the board. We have a Braid to manage the board. We have Negate to fight the other blue decks. And if we can manage to make it to about turn 7 or 8, we can basically lock the opponent out for the rest of the game. So we have most of the main deck teched against creatures, but in the event that we do run into another blue deck, we have a bunch of stuff in the sideboard. We have 3 copies of Disdainful Stroke, another Negate, and 4 copies of Behold the Multiverse for a little extra oomph to draw cards in the grindier matchups, more than just the unexpected windfalls give us. And we also have Lear as well, the unnerfed Lear in Standard, who we all came to know and love during the last Standards. And we have a lot to recur with him as well. Lear with Fading Hope in the bin, Valorous Stance in the bin, can be basically good game against creature decks as well. And in a pinch, it can be useful to prevent your own Magma Opuses and stuff from getting countered as well. But yeah, that's the idea. Okay, and here we go. It is a closed decklist tournament. I have no idea what she's playing. This hand is... So knowing Phoenix, I'm guessing it's got to be some sort of creature-based deck. This hand is entirely too slow to deal with that, even on the play, so we'll send this back. And now we have the Wombo combo, Magma Opus with Hinata, and the Celestis to ramp into some shenanigans early. We don't have red, although the Celestis does deal with that. We don't have white. We do need to draw one of those colors. I think I'm just down to put back Negate. I want to hit my land drops, I want to draw my colors, and then I want to do the thing. Hey, HD. Good to see you. Yeah, I changed my name to bring it to make it consistent across all the social media platforms. I'm doing some graphics packages, and it was kind of annoying to see all my different usernames on the screen, so now it's just Airball MTG everywhere. We found our white. Is there any world where I want to Jwari Disrupt something on turn 2? Playing against mono green, most likely, I would think. I don't think so. I think I just want to play the beach and get the Opus down next turn, or get the Celestis down next turn. I suppose I can do that even if I play the island. Yeah, I think I actually am okay with this. Because now if they play the pack leader, we can disrupt it. And then we can play the Celestis on an empty board. Okay, so green-white. So enchantments. Okay, this is fine. So no red, but we do have the Celestis. Please don't destroy it. I would not like it if you destroyed it. So now that we see that they play this, we are unlikely to want to block anything with our Hinata. But it seems unlikely they will have an answer for it right away, and even if they do, we don't have a way to protect it conveniently. So yeah, if we block, then they can channel this and kill Hinata. And it's not taxed by Hinata because that's not casting a spell, it's just a channel ability. So if they want to hit us for like 2 or 3, that's fine. And we will Magma Opus them next turn. So we fear like Valorous Stance here. That's probably the worst case scenario. They may be playing some kind of O-ring effect. Which would hit Hinata and get around the taxation. But even in that case, we have Expressive Iteration to try to get into our 8-mana Magma Opus. Our fair game plan is not, like, that bad. This isn't so bad either. So we can Expressive Iteration, and we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 targets for the Magma Opus next turn, if that's what we decide we want to do. Sure. We can also Magma Opus on our turn to play around something like Snakeskin Veil. But that doesn't concern me too much. Let's just get max value here. Valorous Stance is a pretty good draw as well. We'll take that to hand and play our red source. In case they somehow find an answer for the Celestis, we'll be sad. And I think given that we're never blocking with Hinata, we're going to attack with it. And let's untap. We would love to have 5 targets to be able to keep the Valorous Stance. So it deals 4 damage. 1, 2, 3. And I suppose 4, 5. Kill Catilda. That is the right tap. And now we have Valorous Stance available to protect Hinata if they have like a kill spell for it. Hey, Evil Empire, good to see you. We are playing in the latest edition of a D-Gen tournament. We're just playing some quick standard. Winner gets some GVG gift codes. And we're playing Jeskai turns in standard. Again. They can't keep me from taking all the turns in the game. I think this deck is absolutely sweet. This is probably my favorite standard deck right now. That is a very sad Mashikos to play. I think we're still countering it. I suppose I should be recording this, excuse me, while I'm streaming, but I am not at my normal location right now. I am still at Nerd Girls from her anniversary stream last night. I decided to just stick around and play here. So I don't have my normal setup. I'm doing this on my laptop. And that is making me less willing to record things. I'll probably just download the VOD from Twitch and then post that to YouTube later. So this is not the most inspiring expressive iteration of all time. It still is probably Hinata to hand somehow in case they can deal with... Right? I guess. Actually, in retrospect, it probably should have been a land to hand, because I want to play the Hall this turn. But what are you going to do? I don't think it actually matters all that much. Let's just get in. They're jumping. This is great. And... yeah, here you go. So if they kill Hinata, I might even be willing to let it go. I'm not sure. Just given that we have these 2 extra ones in hand. Ooh, Legion Angel's not bad. Yeah, Legion Angel, annoying. It also dodges Valorous Stance's removal. Oh, never mind. We're fine. Life is good. Yeah, so let's just kill that Angel... Go upstairs for 1. No, actually, we can just go upstairs for 4 and tap the Angel and win that way. Yeah, sure. We have 6, 7 mana. Yeah, this is more than enough. Please, no Snakeskin Veil. Actually, if they Snakeskin Veil, yeah. Well, it would put it up to 4 toughness, so it would die to Valorous Stance later, but whatever. We win. Cool. So that's game 1. And let's see what we want to do for sideboarding here. This is my first day playing the deck. I've been pretty impressed with it. Valorous Stance doesn't seem super great. Like, most of their removal isn't actually destroy. They have the channel land, and that's about it. Giving the Hinata indestructible doesn't seem great. Most of their creatures are not greater than 4 toughness, so I think I'm kind of off of the Valorous Stances. Fading Hope seems at least reasonable. Leer seems okay. Seismic Wave, not really all that great. Let's see, what else? A Braid seems fine-ish. I think I'd rather have... I think I'm going to cut 1 Abrade. It doesn't kill that much, and I think I'd rather have the extra Leer than the 3rd Abrade. I think this is more or less okay, honestly. Actually, the negate is probably pretty bad. Maybe I'm fine just getting through my deck a little faster. What did they show us? They showed us Hallowed Haunting. Negate is probably okay, realistically, actually. I feel like the only way that we lose this game is by running out of gas. Like, so I do actually like bringing in the extra card draw spells. We're keeping in the iterations. Okay, let's just rely on Windfall for the card draw and a Magma Opus. Okay, this is not like the best hand ever, but it's got expressive iteration and ways to manage the board, so we're going to keep it. So it's probably blue mana on 1 to keep the option open to Fading Hope. Does that change anything? No, I think that's actually just a good draw. That gives us a turn 2 play that isn't iteration, although we already had a Braid. Maybe we're supposed to play the Joy Disruption tapped there. Not sure. Ranger class? Sure. Yeah, we're just going to snap off, bouncing that. Fading Hope is terminating against that token. We do have Galvanic Iteration here, which is like one of the pieces. If we can get to casting Gambit, is this better than a random card? I think the answer is yes. Expressive Iteration can find the other stuff that we need. So we'll play this on red with the intention of either abrading or disrupting whatever their play is. And then we can Expressive Iteration the following turn. Hopefully they play like... I think I'd rather abrade that than Jwari Disrupt it, which seems weird. But I think I just really want to hit my land drops for the rest of the game. Although Jwari Disruption shields will be down, and abrade deals with something that's already resolved. And Expressive Iteration will probably find us our land. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's do this. Okay, great. I'll take that, that's fine. And now it's probably realistically just land. I don't think we need the second Galvanic Iteration. Yeah, so let's take the pathway to hand, put back the iteration, and play the beach. Field of Ruin is kind of whatever. We have the good boy. And are we pumping Ranger Class? We're not pumping Ranger Class, and we're saying go. So that feels like Snakeskin Veil to me. But not much we can do. I still think Jwari Disruption might be live, so we'll hold off on playing that for now. I'm certainly not casting the Abrade on my turn. So your go. Jeskai Naturalist. Okay, sure. Great. And now I think we're just going to Galvanic Iteration and Abrade to clear their board. This is also like a pretty significant pain in our ass if we let them start casting their enchantments for cheap next turn. Makes our Jwari Disruption even worse. We do need to draw, like, gas, like that, like Windfall. Sweet. I think we're going to do it on their end step. We're probably going to find land. We will... So when we Windfall, we will have... We play the Jwari Disruption. We will have 7 mana next turn, which is enough for just, like, a raw extra turn spell. Still a few turns away from... I don't think we're countering anything with this. I think I want to discard a land, and I think I'd rather have the extra blue in play than the extra red. And then we'll just try to go off with turn spells for the rest of the game. Ideally, we'd draw, like, Hinata and Magma Opus off of this Windfall, but we have a lot of good draws left in the deck. Yeah, Wedding Announcement wasn't going to get disrupted anyway. That's fine. And we're going to pitch the land. We found Hinata. And we found land. Okay. So we are on 8 mana here. We're trying to get to 10. Hinata's not doing a whole hell of a lot right now. We could just fire off an extra turn spell right now if we wanted to. It doesn't really accomplish anything. I think we'll just play Hinata here. Excuse me. And if they find a way to deal with it, then that's kind of okay. It just puts a speed bump in their way, and we get to take all the rest of the turns. At this point, Catilda's whatever pumps for 3, so this would be a 4/4. Wow. We do nothing. Okay, so I suspect, I'm guessing that there's like a Iganjo land that'll destroy the attacking creature, or do 4 damage to it, so we're just gonna say go. This is fine. They're not putting a whole lot of pressure on us. Right? We could Gambit into Galvanic Iteration, copying Gambit. But I don't think so. Yeah, an opponent didn't do anything with their turn. So I'm pretty confident that they do have that channel land. So again, if they attack, if they suit up and attack, then we might trade. Probably not, honestly. And if they don't, if they just attack with the 1/1s, we're just gonna let that through as well. Sure, so this is gonna flip into the Anthem, that's fine. Find Unexpected Windfall, which is honestly not the worst. Is that better, or is it better to just copy, like, take 2 extra turns? I don't feel like I'm under enough pressure that I really need to care. So, actually, no. If we do Galvanic Iteration, the Windfall, we have to discard one of these extra turn spells. Okay. Let's just do it then. There is some chance that she's playing like Yasharn as well, which incentivizes us to use these treasures as quickly as possible. Cool. And now, given that we have the extra turns, we have the extra gas. I don't think I'm attacking with the 4/4 here. It's not bad either, realistically. Okay, fine. I'm going to start attacking here. They'll kill it, and we still have 3 more turns coming up. Yeah, that's fine. At some point, we need to start attacking them. Actually, we don't have enough to copy this, unfortunately. We're 1 mana short of that. Let's just do this and pitch the iteration, I suppose. Cool. And there we go. That's what we were after. We still have 1 more turn left after this. Actually, we can Galvanic Iteration, copy the Magma Opus. That's so sick. Let's do it. Alright. It's important to have the same number of copies across both instances of the spell. So I want to go there, and 2 more targets for damage later. And I'll tap these 2 lands to play around like Snakeskin Veil, I guess. These 2 were targeted, so now we'll go here and upstairs. And tap these 2, I guess. Why not? Sweet. We'll play the Celestis because we can. And untap. Oh, I thought we had an extra turn left. Oh, my plan was never to let them untap again. Oh well. What does that do? Yeah, that's fine. Start with iteration. Okay. I guess we'll put the planes to hand, the Celestis back, and exile the Stormcarved Coast. It's kind of annoying, honestly. So we can force through 12 damage here. Not quite enough with our extra turn. Well, let's go digging. Hello. Upstairs. Tap, tap. And there we go. Cool. 2-0. Into round 2. Good game, Phoenix. Okay, here we go. On the play, pretty good opening hand, I would say. Galvanic Iterationing the Windfall is pretty good. If I know Yanks, he's going to be playing some kind of control deck. So I'm not worried about not having any interaction for the board early on. I think we're supposed to lead with the coast. Just in case we draw, like, Expressive Iteration. Like that. And we will have a decision to make next turn about whether to cast it into their 2 open mana. But for now, let's get our extra blue into play. Not that it really matters. Okay, well that makes it significantly easier. We can actually just jam the Celestis here as well, and get a mana advantage over him. It looks like we're playing the same deck. I think I like that much more. Yeah, so he jams his Expressive Iteration, but we have a pretty good mana advantage here. We will have 5 mana next turn, which is not going to be enough to copy the Unexpected Windfall quite yet, but we can cast our own Iteration, hold up counter magic should we find it. Life will be good. It looks like Yanks is going to have to discard to hand size, which is not a great feeling. We found our Jwari Disruption too, that's kind of nice. I want to hold Jwari Disruption open if we can. Looks like we can't. We'll take Hinata to hand, of course. And Fading Hope is, like, going to be okay-ish later. Because in these mirrors, who has the Hinata in play is the only thing that matters. So I think drawing the Fading Hope later is kind of where we want to be, and I'll put the Hinata into exile. And we'll just play this tapped. Cool. There's Murray Command. Okay, so it's not quite the same. So we lost our mana advantage. Prismari Command was not something I knew was in his deck. If I did, then I probably would have avoided playing the Celestis. Maybe. So we can jam this. If they have Fading Hope, it's sad, but this plays around Jwari Disruption. And Fading Hope at least means we get to replay the Hinata next turn. We'll also have Magma Opus to make this cheap. And we can even, if we draw untapped land, we can even Galvanic Iteration plus Magma Opus. Alright. So that's kind of scary. Definitely not trading here. We did find it. So, what to do? We have a lot of options, honestly. I think we're going to attack. And on their upkeep, we'll Galvanic Iteration, Magma Opus. They're going to kill Hinata in response. If they do that, then we can still at least copy the Unexpected Windfall end of turn and cast a fair Magma Opus. You would think if they had removal for the Hinata, they would have cast it already. Let's see if he has 2 counter spells. Sure. So he has a ton of mana here. But we do have some extra turn spells. I'll hold command, sure. Let's see if we can just draw something good off of this doubled Windfall. Oh, just a shitload of lands, huh? Alright, I guess it's your go. This doesn't feel great. So he has a boatload of mana. If he has his own extra turn spell, then I guess we just lose. Let's see. That gets played as a land. Okay. Okay, so we have 7, 11, 12 mana. So let's see if we can find an extra, like a Galvanic Iteration spell. We cannot. Alright. Here we go. And I think we're down to just trade the Goldspan Dragon should they attack with it. We have so much mana now that the discount from Hinata is not, like, as relevant anymore. Yeah, Yanks definitely managed to come back here. The early game did not look super good for him. And they just say go. Okay. Now let's start with another iteration, see what happens. I think we're just trying to stay alive here. I don't think I want to race this. I think they have too many haste threats. Another Prismari command. Alright, we'll negate. They have their own negate. So we will cast this, I think, and pitch. Honestly, probably the Jwari Disruption at this point. Doesn't really do very much. Found Magma Opus. That's not bad. And hopefully we're not just dead to, like, double dragon. But if we untap, you have to imagine we're doing pretty well. They have their own Magma Opus. Killing this, okay. They have 3 mana left. 4 mana left. And how much mana do we have? We have 9, 11, 12. They have their own Hinata. Alright, so that's gonna suck. Okay, so we need Hinata to die, basically. We need to have... We can't just get an extra turn, which is probably where we need to start. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start with Expressive Iteration. None of this really is super appealing. I don't think a Braid is really going to get much done for us. Let's just take land. And I suppose I should have decided whether I was attacking before I did all that, but now that I'm here, I don't think so. Just gonna untap. Oh boy. Okay, so definitely need to do this, and I'm definitely doing it while he's tapped out. 1. Yeah, so this should tax me 2, so this is gonna cost 10. And it will not fizzle. Cool. Do we have a way to kill them next turn? I'm trying to decide whether we can cast this Alchemist Gambit for lethal. Say we attack, they don't block, they take 8. We cast Alchemist Gambit, swing next turn for another 8. They block 4. So they're down to 8. We have Magma Opus. No, we can't. If we have... So let's attack first. If they don't block, I think we have them. Yeah. Nice. All right. That was a close one. So game 1 in the books. Let's see what we can do in game 2. I feel like a Braid is not very good. Definitely want the strokes and negates. Pretty sure I want the card draw spells. It's Valorous Stance is like probably an important card to have in the matchup. Fading Hope is important to like deal with Hinata in the same way that Fading Hope is important to deal with like Thalia. But it is just straight card disadvantage in a control mirror, so I'm not like the biggest fan of it. I think I'm okay cutting the Fading Hopes. The Celestis looks really, really bad against Prismari Command, so I think I'm kind of okay to cut them as well and just bring in some card draw spells. Is there anything else that's not very good? I feel like Magma Opus itself, especially on the draw, is kind of clunky against their game plan. Maybe I'm supposed to, like, maybe Behold is just better against them than Unexpected Windfall is, because if they counter Unexpected Windfall, that's also card disadvantage. So it's probably something like this. Actually, Thundering Rebuke seems important. Just, like, more ways to kill their Hinata. And probably trim a Magma Opus on the draw. On the play, maybe I bring it back. Something like this. Cool. Of course, we draw the Magma Opus. Opponent mulligans, which we're happy to see. We're going to keep this. This is too good to put back. We found Hinata. We have Hinata plus Magma Opus. Behold is also nice because it gives us a turn 2 play that doesn't play into Jwari Disruption, so on the draw it's even better. Okay, we should probably cool it a little bit with the Hinatas. But we'll say go here. Try to make his life a little difficult. I doubt Yanks will counter the card draw spell on end step. He might, though. This also plays around Jwari Disruption, of course. Yeah, this is fine. We'll take both of these. Found Galvanic Iteration, too. That's pretty nice. So what happens if we just jam Hinata here? They can then... They don't have white of their own, but they could be hiding it from me. If they counter Hinata, play their own with 1 mana backup to protect their Hinata, how bad shape are we in? Pretty bad. But what else are we doing with our turn? Just casting Windfall on their end step? I guess that's kind of okay. Yeah, let's do that. Windfall probably pitching one of the Hinatas or the Rebuke, but we'll make up our mind later. Actually, let me rethink that, because now we're discarding the hand size. Oh, I still think this is fine. I think we're going to pitch probably a Galvanic Iteration to hand size. Which seems weird given that we have the 2 unexpected Windfalls, but... yeah, so they still don't have their white. I think I'm going to Unexpected Windfall here, pitching the Rebuke. And if they counter this, I'm kind of okay with it. Sure. Now what? Probably just run it back. We can jam our own Hinata. If they don't have an answer for it, then our Magma Opus next turn is going to be legendary, but, like... I don't know, it doesn't feel great, does it? Because then they can Hinata into their own Magma Opus. Yeah. I think this is just us having to take our medicine for being on the draw. Tapping out seems suicidal. I'm not even sure I want to cast the Unexpected Windfall here. Like, it's just going to get countered, like 100%. So I think we'll just untap, say go. We're getting to the point where he can power up his Hall if that's what he decides he wants to do. We have Negate now. That probably changes things a little bit. Do we want to play Hinata now with Negate backup? I think, again, the answer is no. I think we can play Windfall with Negate backup end of turn, and then if it resolves, we'll have the treasure to cast our Magma Opus at a time that's going to be inconvenient to them. We also have 7 mana now, so we can even Galvanic Iteration plus Windfall if that's what we decide we want to do, and that's probably even better, realistically. And it keeps our Negate in hand. Sure. And it forces them, if he now has Magma Opus... Actually, he only has 7 mana. He missed a land drop. So we're going to pitch one of our Hinatas here. And... if he counters both of these, then we can get Hinata down with Negate backup, so this is not so bad. Sure. Okay, this is fine. So now we have 10 mana, which is enough to Magma Opus with Negate backup. If we Hinata, they counter. We counter back. We have 4 mana left after that, which is enough to Magma Opus. Okay. I feel like it's Yanks. He has another counterspell, but... we'll say go here. I don't think we need to do this on his upkeep. They have their own Hinata. Okay. So we can stroke it disdainfully. If we do that, then we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 targets. Magma Opus will cost 3, which is enough to hold up Negate as well. Let's have this fight. I think I'm okay with this. Nice. Is there a reason to do it now? We can save... We can save a treasure by not casting it now. I think I just want the cards. Alright, we found negate as well. That's pretty sweet. So now we're attacking for 4, 8, 15, if that's what we decide we want to do. Probably not, though. Oh, this just wins, right? Okay, cool. Looks like we got there. Good game, Yanks. Holy shit. That was a tough one. Wow. Oh, and it looks like I was the feature stream. Just looking over at Nerd Girl now. Yeah, good game, Yanks. Alright, here we go. Time for the final. So we are in the money, by the way. We get a guaranteed GVG gift code, I think. So now the winner gets $75 and the loser gets 50. This feels pretty good to me. Opponent mulligans. Feels pretty good to me. Again, I think I want Jwari Disruption as a spell. So let's start here. So it's some sort of black deck, which I would think is good for us. Because we can just go way over the top of it. Rakdos. Okay, Rakdos might be able to put a little more pressure on us. It's pretty good. Take that to hand. Do we want this land, or do we want to just get another tap land out of our deck? We have, like, these two red-white lands, so I think our... Honestly, actually, it's probably better to draw the Jwari Disruption later, right? Well, let's just play this as a spell. As a land. The question, like, it's a very minor thing, which thing we're more likely to draw in our deck later, whether we want to draw the Jwari Disruption or the Sundown Pass. Someone getting mana screwed against me in the final of one of these again? It looks like it. I think that's what has happened. Yeah, we'll play this on red, I suppose. We don't have Hinata. Let's say go. Normally I'd want to copy this with Galvanic Iteration, but I think just finding Hinata and winning is the way to go. No luck. Okay. 5, 6, 7. We still can't cast Magma Opus. Alright. Oh, it's Mardu. Okay. I think we have more than enough white at this point. So he's mana screwed. We're just going to try to take advantage of that while we can. Looks like he's got to discard to hand size again. And now we're, like, firmly in the driver's seat, right? Like, we can get our Celestis down, we can get a land in play, we have Negate available, and then we can copy... we can copy the Magma Opus the following turn. 4 mana. I think Joy Disruption is honestly still excellent, right? There we go. Found his land. Alright. Sure. We have 7, 8 mana. We would need 10 to copy the Magma Opus. Yeah, opponent's definitely behind the 8 ball here. We have the option of Magma Opusing on their end step if that's what we decide we want to do. Soul Shatter. Alright. But I think we just win now, right? Now we just go upstairs. Yeah. Cool. So that's game 1. And what do we want against Mardu stuff? What the hell is this? Varagoth. So it's like a tutor? Okay. Sure. That's probably getting boarded out, I would think. The gate seems pretty reasonable. They're definitely... Actually, they didn't see Hinata that game. I'm not sure he knows what I'm playing. He probably does. If he didn't see Hinata and I had lesser opinion of him as a Magic player, I might be more willing to bring in Lear. But I think I want the Beholds. I think Valorous Stance is probably... A Braid seems truly terrible, so we'll cut that. Fading Hope doesn't seem very good against them either. And this is probably okay. Not knowing what he's doing exactly, this seems fine, just like our big blue game plan. I hope they can't deal with it. Yeah, let's do this. Is that better? Yeah, this seems fine. We'll keep this. Still want to keep this as a land, I think. We'll play the beach tapped, and we'll play this on red the following turn. Alright, this is fine. Nothing? Nothing. Okay. Alright, let's make some progress, I think. Although the way I did this means we have to discard the hand size, so that kind of sucks. Let's take, I guess, another Behold to hand. We'll put the extra turn spell back. We're not ready for it. Play the Jwari Disruption tapped. And I think we're just going to discard Valorous Stance. We don't have anything to protect with it anyway. Yeah, I'm not happy with how I did that. Okay. But Edgar, not so bad on his own. Again, we should be able to go way over the top of him. Okay. They took Behold. So Jwari is not going to be great. Maybe I want the Abrades back in now that I know they have Edgar. We'll keep that in mind for game 3. The gate's pretty good. Take 4 for sure. Okay. We'll just main phase this, I think. I don't think I want Galvanic Iteration, do I? It's kind of annoying. Looks like they might try to kill it, even though they know we have the Jwari Disruption. That's fine. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the artifact to come in. But we'll see. I think we're digging for like Magma Opus here. That's probably what we need. Nice. Feels pretty good to me. Definitely flooded out quite a bit. Elvish Visionary in white. Yeah, Elvish Visionary is like bigger, badder cousin in white. See if he attacks. Probably should. It's a lot of flood. I think we're dead to a lot here. Yeah, we're dead to, I think, anything that can crew that vehicle. Joy Disruption's obviously awful here. We have flooded out in a huge way. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Nice. Good game. Alright, so now we know a little bit better what we want for game 3, I think. I think we want most of these abrades. Yeah, abrade seems to be reasonably good. I think I do want Lear. Not hugely into the Valorous stances. I don't think I want as much card draw now that we have the Lear to gas us up again. And what else? Maybe 4 abrades is too many. Negate with the Lear in play is kind of bad. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to trim that and bring in a Fading Hope. feels wrong. Alright. Let's try this. Definitely unfortunate. It felt like we were overwhelmingly ahead, and then we ripped, like, 6 lands straight off the top. I'll definitely keep this. Just need land and Magma Opus, and the hand is sweet. I guess that counts. Okay. Sorry if I'm not talking as much. This is, I find I play much worse when I'm talking during these tournaments. Sure. That's fine. I think I'm down to hold up Negate, and if they don't do anything, then we will Unexpected Windfall on their end step. I don't really want to play Hinata into what's probably Soul Shatter. I think this is fine. Given that if we had found Magma Opus, I would have considered just letting this go. Lear's pretty good. Lear's pretty good. Galvanic Iteration. Also pretty good. We have in our graveyard. Not much, honestly. By the way, the reason I did Expressive Iteration last turn was because, instead of Windfall, was because I wanted to be able to Galvanic Iteration the Windfall the following turn. I was hoping to hit land, so it did end up just being like an Anticipate. Alright. A little scared of the tutor. I'm going to try to avoid letting this attack if I can. We'll do this pre-combat. So next turn we will have 11 mana. Which is not enough to Expressive Iteration plus Galvanic Iteration plus Gambit. Yeah, so he tutored something to the top, so whatever we do, it's probably got to be now. I don't know what it could be, but it's definitely scary. Like, Lolth, Sorin, Go Blank. So we have 2 extra turns. Start with Iteration. Just want to find Opus, I think. Nice. 4, 5, 6, 7. We would have to cast Opus for 3. Which means, excuse me, 5 targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sounds good. Actually, I think I'd rather save the treasure. Okay. Another iteration. More land. Let's see. Once again, we have just found a shitload of land. Now, attacking with this comes at extreme cost, right? Because he doesn't know whether or not we're just going to be able to take all the turns for the rest of the game. So we'll see what he does. We should probably be attacking here. I don't think we're going to be mana constrained for the rest of the game. I think I just want to... yeah, There we go. Okay, so we have 8 mana available. Galvanic Iteration. Yeah, this is fine. 2, 3. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oops. Let's do this first. And which ones did we tap here? We tapped here, here. These have to be the same, sure. That feels pretty good. Draw your last pathetic card, Yuki. Would I have taken Celestis with that Duress or Jawari? Probably Celestis, just because his only hope of winning the game is if I flood out. And Celestis helps with that, whereas Jawari doesn't. Cool. So we got there. GVG gift code acquired. We have once again established dominance in an 8-person D10 gaming field in best of 3 single limb. All right. That was pretty sweet.